Hello everyone, it's Nigel Seeley here, the Director of Content for the Betting Weekly Studios. And in this week's newsletter, we're looking ahead to the best betting options in the most famous cup competition in the world. It's the English FA Cup, 154 years of history of the famous trophy, and the big guns are back for the third round this weekend. So where is the value? Well, when you're looking for an FA Cup winner, you have to concentrate on the best teams in the Premier League. Very rarely do you get a shock. If we go back through the last 30 years of the FA Cup, 26 times it has been won by 5 clubs. Those 5 who've dominated the tournament are Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal and Chelsea. Only 4 times in 30 years has one of those famous 5 not won the famous competition, and those sides were Leicester, Wigan, Everton and Portsmouth. So we look for an outsider this year in what is a very open Premier League and a very strange Premier League. I'm not so sure. I think we have to concentrate on the top end of the market. We'll come on to the best bets in a minute. Also, I think you've got to look for a side that has a very favourable third round draw. You don't want to be playing a side that is up against a Premier League side or a team at the top of the Championship. You want a team that's got a very favourable third round draw to get their name into the hat for round number 4. The glamour tie of the tournament so far in the third round this weekend sees Arsenal host Manchester United, so we can disregard those two, despite Arsenal winning it 8 years in those 30. They've been the team that have won the competition the most in recent history. Let's look through the betting with Bet Rivers. The favourites are Manchester City at plus 350. I've been saying for weeks that this is a fade in this tournament. Manchester City did have a big win at the weekend against West Ham, but there is serious problems there, and I do not believe that they are any value at plus 350 to win the FA Cup. Next in the betting are Liverpool, who host Accrington. Liverpool have bigger fish to fry going for the Premier League title, and I know they probably want to do better than only 3 wins in the last 30 years, but I do think at 5-1 they're a fade as well. We also have Arsenal at 7. I mentioned Arsenal against Manchester United, difficult one for to call. Tottenham host Tamworth, the non-league side. They should progress to the 4th round, but can we trust Ange Postecoglou's side at 10-1 and Manchester United at 14-1? I've left 2 teams out. Those 2 teams, I've left them out for a reason, and that is because I want to bet them. My main pick is Chelsea at 7-1. They're at home to Morecambe, League 2 strugglers in the 3rd round. So that's a buy, essentially. They've got a young squad. They've got a big squad. You've seen from what they're doing in the European Conference League, where their youth team, essentially, is going to win that competition in a bit of a canter. They could put out the kids. They could put out the reserves in the first couple of rounds. And when they get to the business end, I think they're going to take this competition very, very seriously. They're out of the title race, but I think they want to win a cup. They've been very good, successful in this competition in 30 years. They've won it 7 times, and I think Marescu will want to win a trophy. And at 7-1, I believe that Chelsea are the best value bet in the Premier League, in the FA Cup this season, with Bet Rivers. And the competition starts this weekend. Head across to the website and download the app for the latest prices. The other team I want to bet are Newcastle at 11-1. They haven't won this trophy since 1955. It's been a very, very long time since they won the trophy. I know Dan Roebuck and Simon Holden were at that match at Wembley Stadium back in 1955 when they beat Manchester City. But I think the time is right now for Eddie Howe's side to go on a winning run. If you look at the teams in the Carabao Cup, the 4 teams remaining, they are big sides. Newcastle, Arsenal, Liverpool and Tottenham. And Newcastle currently are the in-form side in the Premier League. They host League 2 side Bromley at St James's, which they will win very comfortably. They've got the best striker in the Premier League in Isaac currently, and they're the informed side, and yet you can get double figure prices. So my 2 picks with Bet Rivers to win the FA Cup. The final's not till May. Put the money away and hopefully pick it up and have a summer holiday. We're going to go for Chelsea at 7-1 to win their 8th FA Cup in the last 30 years, and we're going to go for Newcastle to win the famous trophy at 11-1 for the first time since 1955. Stay across all the content at the Betting Weekly Studios by downloading all the podcasts. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Betting Weekly Studios, and give us a follow on socials, on Instagram and Twitter at Because We Win. Take care.